Hello, this is Benetra, the Boss Lady Calhoun, getting ready to have another Boss Lady moment. I'm over here at Abbeville, South Carolina with Miss Connie Coleman. Hi.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, I'm good. I feel so blessed to be right here to really get, I love inspirational moments, and this is something that, I just want to share with you all. Connie, I want you to tell everybody a little something about you. Tell me.
I'm Connie Coleman from Abbeville, South Carolina. I'm 49 years old. I have 3 boys, Perquise, LaQuavis, and Michael. And I'm a grandmother of 1.
Grandmother of 1, grandmother of 5. Well, 6. Whatever. But anyway, Connie, once just hearing a little bit about your story, I just felt compelled and knew I had to sit down with you and have this interview. It was just like, I always look at life and how people sometimes take things for granted, just simple things. Simple things in life that we do on an everyday basis, just getting up out of bed and things of that nature. But Connie, I want you to kind of give us a little rundown, because I know it starts back to 2009. 2009 is what I call it, a defining moment where things started changing for you. So give us a little something about starting from that point.
Okay. In February of 21st, 2009, I went to CVS drugstore in Abbeville, South Carolina, and I got sick in the store, and the clerk there asked me what's wrong, and it was like a double vision thing, and I said I don't know what's going on. So at that moment I went to my car and I told my son that I was going to the hospital to have my blood pressure checked out. So I went to the Abbeville Medical Hospital, and as I got there, the receptionist asked what was the reason for my visit, and I told her I just wanted my blood pressure checked.
So you knew something was wrong.
Yeah, I knew something.
You had to go.
Yeah, see a doctor. So as I got there, she looked back up at me and she said, "For what reason you're here?" And I said, "Just had my blood pressure checked." And she said, "Miss Coleman, we're gonna get you on back because your face is twisting."
So you didn't know at that time
No, I didn't feel it.
That you were having a stroke. Okay, I'm not gonna say much. I'm gonna let her tell, because this is her testimony.
Okay, and at that moment, they got me back to the back, and then it was like a little hot feeling came up, down my body, and then I had no feeling on the left side, and my face had twisted, and I was unable to speak clearly, and they said they was gonna, transport me to self-regional in Greenwood. And at that moment, I was very scared, the flesh get me. So, and that's exactly what happened. And they told me that I was having a stroke. So when I got to self-regional, all the testing and all the doctors and everybody was around, and that was very scary. And I wasn't able to talk. So, that was a bad moment for me. And
yeah, because when I say that, on an everyday basis, we all, for the most part, are able to get up, talk, walk,
right,
do whatever. And even though there are some that may have been handicapped, they're still able to function.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're saying you having a moment where you was just walking, and all of a sudden
that's right, it's gone.
Nothing. Okay, but at that point, I know that they had transported you over there and was diagnosed in the situation. Family, I know.
They was devastated because it was calls coming in, and the whole emergency room was probably filled, the waiting area and stuff, and it was a life-changing experience for me.
Okay. All right, and obviously you see she's talking now, so you were healed, and because
yes.
you say your speech came
yes.
back in about 3 days
yeah.
or so,
mm-hmm. and then I was my arm usage, I could use it. The only thing that is happening now is that the leg muscles are weak,
right.
and
so you still have a little what I call it the ending result.
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
still is hindering you,
Yeah.
but overall you still got your mind and
mm-hmm.
by the grace of God, and that's how we're gonna say that.
That's right.
But then now that was 2009. 2010.
2010. That's when I was diagnosed with having 2 blockages. Cardiologist just said that we needed to go in and put in 2 stents. So I was in self for about 2 days, and that was that. On that.
Okay.
I got over that.
So that was just like another, like, okay, all right, I hurdled 1. Now, I'm covered.
Yeah.
I'm covered.
Covered, y'all.
I'm covered.
Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
Baby Jesus, save my soul. I give him complete control. Take my life so he could do whatever he wanted to.
And you are amazing. You are amazing. You are amazing.
Do you want an answer? Just wipe them tears from your eyes and listen to me. You don't have to worry. You better get ready, 'cause he'll work it out. Don't you know that he's gonna bring you out.
Good things. Mighty good. Whoa, whoa. Mighty good to me. Good things. Mighty good. Mighty good to me.
Stop your control and set me free, 'cause that's not how God created me to be. He broke the chains of bondage, you gave me liberty. Just love, just love, just love, just love, just love, just love, just love.
All right, we're back with Benetra the Boss Lady, having our inspiring moment over here in Abbeville, South Carolina with Miss Connie Coleman. And Connie, I mean, if y'all who have been watching, you know that we've been talking about the hurdles. We've hurdled. Okay, hurdle 2. 2011.
2011.
You see she's smiling.
I'm smiling.
You see smiling now, but 2011.
2011, I was diagnosed again with epilepsy seizures.
Jesus.
And at that time, I spent 7 days in Greenville Hospital, where they were like, had all these wires all over your head for 7 days. And
Now at this point, I know you're saying you having seizures, but what was running through your mind? Because I know it was like...
it was devastating again. I mean, it's like every time I say that, oh, I'm getting back in there, I'm all right. I'm getting better. Something
Did something else try to hit you?
hit me again.
and try to knock you down.
Try to knock me down.
But what I love about it, you hear me saying inspiring, and I do mean inspiring because we're still rolling.
We're still rolling. We're still going. And you know, I said, now if I got over 2009, I got over 2010, and I got to tell everybody, 2011, I didn't give up.
Okay, so we getting past the epilepsy seizures.
Yes.
2012. Okay, now we done roll some years in here.
Yes.
Thanking God that
Thanking God.
each year after another, we moved on we went into another little episode. But hey, Lord, you brought me through that. You get me through again.
Yes.
Having that faith and confidence and knowing that he is who he is, and he all knowing, and anybody that can testify that, you know, being healed. I don't talk about it too much, but my mother, she had a stroke, and believe you me, Linda Crawford running around here singing everywhere.
That's it.
Praise God.
That's right.
If you hear that high pitched soprano, that's my
That's right.
mama. But 2012.
December 2012. I got up on a Saturday morning, at first feeling very good. And all of a sudden, you know, I had this bad stomachache, which I don't have a stomachache. So I thought, well,
You knew it was something out of the norm.
yeah, this was a stomachache that just didn't stop. So, you know, I started taking a little something, and then thought it would ease down, but it didn't. So I said to my sons, I need to go somewhere. And I said, Mom, where I need to go? I said, hey, you gotta get up, I gotta go to the hospital. So
I know they probably immediately panicked then, because it was like, okay, we done been through 2009, 10, 11, now 12.
yep. So we got up, and I went out to Abbeville Medical Center, and you know, they started doing the testing, and I was in so much pain that I wasn't able to walk in. They had to come out and get me. So after getting in there, they got me on back and started doing testing and stuff. And the doctor came back and he said, Miss Coleman, you have a mass. And I said, okay. Very calmly.
Now, I was about to say, you said,
I did. I said, okay.
okay, but see, that's somebody that's got faith and know and trusting. Okay, okay, man.
Okay, and then he said, you have a malignant neuroplasma. I said, okay. Now, malignant means cancer. I said, yes. And he said, you have a big one. And I said, okay. And then he said, but we can't help you here. We're going to have to send you somewhere. I said, okay. And he said, how long you had this? I said, well, sir, I didn't even know I had this.
So through all the stuff that's been going on, that never came into play, or you hadn't had no issues, so therefore it was never addressed.
So he said, we're gonna have to send you somewhere. I said, okay, get to sending me. I'm ready. So went to Greenwood, and the doctor checked me there, and he said, Miss Coleman, did Abbeville explain this to you? I said, they did. And he said, you understand what's going on? I said, yes, but you're going to be able to help me, right? And he said, I can't, because it's so big. It's 12 centimeters, and it's starting to connect itself to your kidneys and your liver. And we can't do it. Then began to get a little weary. You know,
Okay.
scared then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're talking about two other major
Yes,
organs
right.
that's being affected by.
Yeah. So I said, okay, so what do I do? And he said, I'm going to do some calling around. And they sent my scans to Greenville. And Greenville said, since she needs to get it out now, we're not able to do it. So I said,
So I know that had to be kind of discouraging.
yes,
because
I've been riding all day.
Okay.
I've been riding all day, and every stop I get wasn't a good one.
Was not the answer
No.
that you wanted to hear.
Not what I wanted to hear. They telling me, I told the doctor, I said, you said this thing got to come out of me. Now, somebody got to get it out of me. So I said, like I said, I got a little upset at that last stop. So my son, the 14-year-old, my children by then was, all messed up. So the 14-year-old came in, and he didn't cry. He wasn't upset. The other two, 28 and 19, they were kind of told. So Mikhail said, look guys, y'all, my mama done been through a lot of stuff. Y'all ain't been here, but I've been here. And just like she pulled through the rest of it, she gonna pull through this one too.
See, that's what I heard. Came from a child, rallying the truth. That's how I was.
That's it. And at that moment, I said, now, if my 14-year-old can say that, I can suck it up. It just made me come into reality, even though I was about to get tore up at that last stop. But he can't, like I said, he shed no tear. He said that Mom's gonna be all right.
See, now that's gonna make me tear, knowing that he had, it's just that sense of knowing that, hey God, you brought my mama through this, that. I know you was gonna give up on that. So to hear Mikhail, big ups Mikhail, that's just how I had to go with that now. Cause I love that when you got a child that know. Okay, and I call it proper training just as well. The parents that stay on them and make sure they know who God is. That's one thing, but at the same time having faith and believing. Know that my mama, that she hurt all the stuff. We're gonna give this one.
And that made me really strong. So I even sucked up my tears at that moment. And as I went on, I got to be called back. I got to kids cancer center in Spartanburg. So I was transported up there at that time. And when I got there, the team was ready. But